Have you ever wondered how retirees live at different wealth levels and what those wealth levels actually are? It's a legitimate question because people tend to congregate around people that have about the same level of wealth as they do. Maybe they're one level above or one level below, certainly not a conscious choice, but life arranges it that way. Let me explain. When you go to the office and you hang out with your peers, they make approximately what you make, usually. Or when you move into a neighborhood, people in your neighborhood who have houses similar to yours, which would be a lot of them, my guess would be, have an income similar to yours. Or when you send your kids to a school, or at least when you used to send your kids to a particular school, it was often the case that everybody in that general vicinity was making approximately the same income. So your interactions are with people who make about what you make, more or less. In this video, we're going to break down the 6 levels of retirement wealth so that you can find out where you sit in the pyramid. Not just the numbers, but the lifestyle, legacy plans, health, friendships, even the clothing that define people who are in retirement. Retirement isn't one size fits all. It looks different for the people who are financially vulnerable, the solid middle, and the peak, the top 1% of the top 1%. This data is from the 2023 Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, and it examines people from retirement age 65, through age 74. As we get into the list of 1 through 6, 1 being the most financially vulnerable and 6 at the peak, I want to make a comment here that people that I personally know who are solidly in the middle engage in some of the activities and behaviors of those at level 1 and also those at level 6. So while the information is directionally correct, there is a way to shape the outcome for your life, no matter where you sit in the scale. All right, let's get into it. Financially vulnerable retirees. This group has a median net worth of $80,000 and median income of $30,000 to $35,000 per year, largely comprised of Social Security. These retirees live in what can only be described as financial fragility. Their retirement years are defined by limitation, not opportunity. Most work their entire lives, probably in some form of a blue-collar job, but didn't earn enough to save, just to survive. Others may have just faced divorce, illness, or layoffs, which decimated their finances and put them in a very vulnerable position. Their income history probably included things like part-time work or minimum wage work or gig work, and it was defined by long periods of unemployment in between jobs. Few had access to an employer-sponsored retirement plan, and fewer still had training in financial literacy. Many in this group are widowed women, former caregivers, or workers with inconsistent work history. Education in this group was typically a high school diploma or less. Some didn't even finish high school because of pressures to go to work because the family that they were part of needed the finances themselves. Opportunities to pursue a higher education were either unaffordable or inaccessible. Medical care is basic. Most are enrolled in Medicare, but even those that are enrolled in Medicare have a hard time with out-of-pocket costs like deductibles and copays. Delaying medical care due to cost is common. Preventative care is almost non-existent. Nutrition is a daily challenge. Meals are often inexpensive and filling, but they're not balanced. Processed food, canned goods, and discount store staples are the norm for this group. If they qualify for SNAP or food pantry programs, they use those, but the supply may not meet the demand in many cases. Home safety is frequently compromised. Many live in older homes or apartments that haven't been updated in decades. Tripping hazards, poor lighting, and inaccessible bathrooms are pretty common. And basic modifications like grab bars and stair rails may be missing just because of the cost. Clothing is chosen for warmth, comfort, and price, not aesthetics or personal choice. Socially, many in this group are isolated. They may live alone or with adult children who are struggling financially themselves. Friends may have moved away or passed on. Transportation limitations means that they are stuck in their neighborhood for the most part, and crime in these neighborhoods is often prevalent, and so they stay inside rather than go outside and risk being a victim of a criminal situation. Vacations are non-existent for the most part, and travel, even to see family, may require financial assistance. Most don't have a formal will, trust, or estate plan. Instead, their family faces a difficult decision when it comes to things like final expenses, debt, and caregiving. Next up is level 2, stable but limited. This group has a median net worth of $250,000. Most of that's in their home, and they have a median income level of $45,000 to $55,000. They work stable jobs, factory line workers, tradesmen, or administrative assistant type jobs, and they may have some form of a pension or retirement savings, but it's not enough for comfort. Most have a high school degree, some community college, but few had access to a 401k early in their career, so their wealth building started in their 30s or even in their 40s. They rely on Medicare and often have a Medigap policy or Medicare Advantage plan, but the out-of-pocket costs are still disruptive to their day-to-day life. Their diet is better, but it does require planning. They often buy store brand products and they clip coupons. Not that there's anything wrong with clipping coupons, by the way. And safety upgrades are often self-installed or provided by local groups. Clothing is off the rack from places like Kohl's or Walmart, and it's purchased seasonally as needed. Friends and family offer crucial support from carpools to emergency help, and churches, bingo night, and local groups provide connection. They may take one low-cost vacation a year, a family visit, bus tour, or road trip. And legacy planning consists of a will and beneficiary designations. They're cautious and frugal. They know what financial peace can look like, but they're also very concerned that it could disappear. Level 3, the comfortable middle class in retirement. They have a median net worth of $500,000 to $600,000. A lot of that is in their home, and they have income of $60,000 to $75,000. These retirees plan ahead and live within their means. Many were teachers, civil servants, small business employees, or corporate staff. They often hold a bachelor's degree or have completed a trade certification, and they prioritize education for themselves and for their children. They have Medicare and Medicare supplement plans, and they review their coverage annually in many cases. Their nutrition is solid. They eat whole foods, they'll cook at home, and occasionally they'll splurge and go out. And their homes are safe. They have anti-slip flooring, grab bars, and walk-in tubs, and maintenance is budgeted for. Clothing is value-driven, like Lands' End or Eddie Bauer, usually purchased on sale, but the statement is that we buy quality, but we don't need to show off. And they're socially connected through volunteer organizations, alumni clubs, and other types of organizations. And vacations happen once or twice a year to places like national parks, family reunions, or the occasional cruise. Legacy plans include things like a will, life insurance, and a 529 plan for the grandkids. Some may have even met with a financial planner. This is the solid center of American retirees, careful, grounded, and proud of the work that they've accomplished. Level 4, upper middle class retirees. This group has a median net worth somewhere between 1.1 and 1.5 million. They have median income of between $90,000 and $120,000 per year. This group includes people like engineers, business managers, realtors, and dual income professionals. Most have a college degree, and some even had graduate courses or certifications. Education was both a value and a tool when they were working. Their income typically comes from Social Security, IRAs, dividend income, and rental income. Many have financial planners or use financial planning software. Nutrition is high quality. They buy organic when possible. Often they use meal apps. Home safety is strategic. They have smart thermostats, stair lifts, and fall detectors. Some live in 55-plus communities with built-in safety designs. Clothing reflects their status. They shop at places like LL Bean, Nordstrom, or small boutiques, and they value comfort, style, and fit. And their social life is full. Many belong to golf clubs, travel groups, or art societies. Many enjoy hosting others and have a wide network of friends and business associates. Level 5, affluent retirees. This group has a median net worth of $3 million plus and a median income of $150,000 plus. These retirees held senior positions within companies. They were business owners. They were doctors, lawyers, or other big paying careers, and they saved very well while they were in these roles. They typically have advanced degrees like MBAs, JDs, or MDs and value lifelong learning. Many continue mentoring and guest lecturing even after they retire. Income comes from dividends, business interests, rental income, and annuities. They use concierge medical care, which gives them priority scheduling. And nutrition is customized with personal chefs and food delivery. Homes are custom built and professionally maintained. They often have elevators, home gyms, and backup emergency power services. And clothing is upscale but understated in this group. They don't need to show off the label anymore. And they have expansive social lives, host fundraisers, and travel with friends. And vacations are frequent and high-end. And they have detailed legacy plans, which include things like trusts, foundations, and donor-advised funds. And they live with freedom of time, of place, and of purpose. And the level 6 retirees, the top 1% of the 1%. They have a net worth of $15 million plus and income annually of $500,000 plus. They were CEOs, founders of big companies, or hedge fund managers that did very well. Many are still active as board members, angel investors, or advisors. And their education, for a lot of them, it was Ivy League, and that got them into the right circles to advance their careers and get the right opportunities. And their income doesn't rely on Social Security. It does rely on the vast array of investments that they have and the different sources of income coming in through them, which include both public and private investments. And medical care is concierge level. They may subscribe to elite health networks that offer 24/7 coverage when they need it most. And their long-term care plans often include private teams of people to help them if they can't help themselves. Nutrition is personalized, and of course they have private chefs. Their homes are custom-built estates, or they have multiple homes, or both. And clothing reflects understated luxury. Oftentimes their clothes are made for them, or they come from brands that are really expensive, but really hard to identify unless you're in the know. Their social circles span continents, and they attend galas, charity auctions, and private events. In philanthropy, it's not only a value, it's a strategy. And vacations aren't an escape. They're already escaped. It's an extension of their current lifestyle. Trusts, holding companies, and family constitutions govern how wealth is transferred. They don't worry about things like healthcare costs, inflation, or running out of money. It's not even on their radar. Now, for those of us not at the top, knowing these levels isn't about comparison. It's looking at what's possible. And more importantly, what's important to you that you can take away from these different levels. Because as I said in the beginning, I know someone who's solidly in the middle who also has a toe in Group 1 and in Group 6. No matter what your wealth tier is, here's how you can improve. Prioritize medical care and nutrition. Make your home safer to age in place. Invest in relationships and community. Plan one trip, even a local one, to lift your spirits. Draft a will. Start a trust. Even a little goes a long way. And learn. Financial literacy is your most powerful tool. If you like this video, check out that video, 10 money mistakes to avoid in retirement. This is Jeff Schmidt, and I will see you in that video right there.
Holy Schmidt!